So Mychal Thompson, ex-Laker and father of Klay Thompson, says he was starstruck when Caitlin Clark walked by. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit that notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. Rob has that magic finger. When he does this, people subscribe like crazy.
Yeah, they just come in. They just flock right in.
And don't forget about Caitlin Clark's crossover. It's every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7 and 5:30 to 6:30 respectively, except for major holidays, Eastern time. We have guest podcasters on, and we talk about Caitlin Clark and women's basketball and sometimes basketball and football in general. So, Rob, everybody knows, well, not everybody knows, but some fans are new. Caitlin Clark fans are new, but Mychal Thompson played with the Lakers and won some championships. He was a pretty good player, not a superstar. And then his son turned into a superstar, Klay Thompson. He used to be with the Warriors, and now he's with Dallas. Great three-point shooter. And he's made some positive comments about Caitlin Clark in the past. And we're going to show one of those, but we're going to show his recent one first. He was on Outkick, which is a conservative sports channel, and he was interviewed by Dan Dockich. He was the guy that Michael Jordan in Michael Jordan's last college game when he got eliminated. There was an upset win by his team. So he's made a name for himself through that, although he never made it in the pros.
Crowd would cheer when they score. Is this everywhere?
I don't care. When I was in Indy, I didn't care about that. The only thing I remember about Indy is when I was leaving Cambridge Arena in a loading dock, Caitlin Clark walked right by me, and I froze. I didn't say hello to her. How about that? My favorite basketball player outside of Klay was right there in front of me. There she was, and I said, "No, I can't do it." But getting back to your question, you're right. That's what I remember most about Indiana. Caitlin Clark was right there next to me.
That's amazing to me that he was starstruck by Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cute. I mean, like you said, of all the players, he's like, oh, and then he's like, oh, that was Caitlin Clark. Wow. And he's been around in the NBA with fantastic players. And then he sees Caitlin Clark and he's like, whoa.
Well, they don't like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, I've been noticing, I've been following her career since she was a sophomore at Iowa. And I recognized how different she was, how different she played the game. She played the game like Steph Curry. We had never seen a woman play like that before. And I knew once she got further along in her career in college, I used to tell all my colleagues who are not into women's basketball, I say, hey, man, you got to check out this girl at Iowa, man. She shoots from the logo. She shoots from almost half court. She's different. And I was trying to emphasize for about a year. Then he finally caught on. And men who travel with us in our traveling party who are basically anti-women's basketball, just didn't care for it, didn't want to talk about it, had no interest in it at all. All of a sudden, they started watching Caitlin Clark and got intrigued by her, and they became fans of her and her game. And now that she's in the WNBA, man, I tell you, she needs a Jeep endorsement, a commercial, because Jeep is an acronym that I've come up with of the way she has been treated and not welcomed into the WNBA. Jeep, the acronym is JEEP, and that stands for jealousy, envy, egos, and pettiness. Jeep.
So, Rob, it's not our imagination, because he has no agenda, Rob. He has no agenda to make this up, right? So I'll keep telling us it's not happening, but someone neutral like him is telling us, yeah, it is happening.
Right. He said all things. He sounded like me the way I was just describing when I saw Caitlin Clark. I was like, "Hey, you gotta check this out. This woman out. She plays. She's shooting the logo threes, and like I said, people don't even like women's basketball. They like, whoa, this is amazing."
Yeah, I've converted some guys to be Caitlin Clark fans. Some just resist it because it's women's basketball. I go, you just got to watch her more. I've had. My brother was sold on her. I have a friend that's sold on her. Other guys, it's women's basketball. They won't just watch highlights or one game or two. They're not sold yet. But I think it's true. Women's basketball is not the same as men's. I think she's different. So this is from 9 months ago. And July 9th, 2024, he was also on Outkick, and he talked about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese in the Bird Magic area. So I thought it was interesting. I'll play this for you. He's a big supporter of Caitlin Clark. So
I remember, I think it was 1980, the NBA Finals were on tape delay. And here comes Magic and Bird, and they lifted the whole league. Now, you were a little bit older. Were people resentful of Magic? Were people resentful of Bird coming into the NBA that year or those years?
That's a great point, Dan, because I, as an individual, I lived this. I went through this just what the young ladies in the WNBA are going through right now with Caitlin Clark. When I was in the league, it was, the NBA was viable. It was going okay, but it wasn't as popular as when Magic and Bird joined the league. Then the league took a huge jump in popularity and notoriety and exposure-wise. And as a player in the league, I understood that. Magic and Bird were the new stars. Dr. J helped too. And then when Michael Jordan came along, he brought more attention to the league and took the league to another level. And as an old veteran in the league, I was envious of them because of their star abilities and their star attraction. But I didn't resent them. I understood the league is more popular now because of four guys.
Rob, is that really a hard concept?
No, it's not, Mark. It's just, he's spot on with it. It's.
Well, he understood it, but why the women in WNBA don't realize that? Let's see what else he says.
Dr. J, Magic, Bird, and Jordan. And we all understood that as players around the league, and we all understood why they were getting so much attention because how great they were and the great personalities they brought to the game. So as a colleague in the league, we understood that and didn't resent them for it. Matter of fact, we embraced it because it made all of us make more money. It brought in more revenue for the NBA, and because of that,
stop it there, Mark. There, and that's the bottom line. Like you said, he's as a player, you put those players up there, they're going to make us money. Why would I want to?
He's saying they all understood that. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, they all understood that.
But in more revenue for the NBA, and because of that, we all capitalized on it, and we all welcomed them and was happy to have them in the league. But it seems to be the opposite in the WNBA as Caitlin Clark is concerned.
The opposite.
It's interesting what you said about Caitlin Clark. So many people have made this out to be a white-black thing or a sex thing. She's a straight white girl. But I've said all along, she's Steph Curry. She does things that others do not do. The WNBA, the women are good players, don't get me wrong, but they're all kind of the same. But she's just completely different, and nobody seems to – not nobody, but most people don't seem to understand that. Her way of playing is going to make young women start shooting from the logo, start going behind the back, start going between the legs, start throwing no-look passes, things like that. It's different, and it's fun from what's norm in that league. I'm glad you
right, Mark. Stop it there, Mark.
Important point.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Exactly, because it's not about her race or her sexual orientation. It's a style of play. We have never seen a woman shoot.
I wanted to go back to what Dietrich said.
In the open court, the way she does, she's like Pistol Pete.
Yeah, but when I stopped her, Rob, we had a problem.
But left court passes in transition. The way
I was just does that. Go ahead. What do you want to say? Hopefully, it'll only do it. The second time is when I had the problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dan Dietrich was exactly. He was a coach and he'll play whatever, and he said it right. She's different, and that's why they're trying to compare. Everybody's trying to compare her to Caitlin Clark. Before she was in the league, nobody was comparing anybody to Stewart or Diana Taurasi or AJ Wilson. They weren't comparing. Comparing her until Clark came in the league. Nobody was trying to compare any player to anybody.
Right. Let me see what else he has to say.
She's a lot like another version of Jokic, like what they say in the NFL. She throws you open. You might be covered for a minute, but she throws. It's like she can see the play developing in front of her, and she throws you past to where you're going to be, and that's how it ends up. And she is just her court vision is as attractive and as fun to watch as a shooting range. And because she played so differently, that's why she was such a big attraction at Iowa. And I think since she's been in the WNBA, I think the Indiana Fever have sort of sort of reined in her game too much, Dan. She used to come down in Iowa and transition and pull up her transition threes from 30 feet. We hardly see that with the Indiana Fever anymore. She needs to get back to playing like Caitlin Clark played at Iowa. Yeah, she's still going to find her teammates, but she's not playing with the same flair that we saw at Iowa. And she needs to get back to that, because that's what attracted so many fans to her in the first place, is her daring and to shoot from 30, 35 feet out.
Rob, I think that'll change this year, though. I think she's going to get the green light with Stephanie White. Not to shoot 50 times a game or anything like that, but she's going to have the green light. She's not going to hesitate. She's going to do more logo threes. I think she didn't know what kind of light she had with Christy Sides.
Right. She didn't have, she didn't know what to do until, that's why in the second half she said, forget this. I'm going to just do my thing. And you saw what happened in the second half, the way she came on. And was even worried about trying to play dinosaur ball in the post. And imagine, I don't think we would take her out of the game near the end of the game and then design a play for Boston to shoot a 3-pointer.
No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I could believe that.
Stephanie White does color analysis, and she knows that Caitlin Clark hit 2 game winners at the buzzer. So she knows, Caitlin Clark can, if she gets a chance, she can create her own shot too. So I think you're going to see completely different aspect to Caitlin Clark's game that was at Iowa was not there last year as often as we would like. And I think she'll be even more exciting this year.
But Mark, you're not even the coach, and now you call a timeout to win the game, and you got Caitlin Clark on your team. Who do you think you're going to design a play for?
2 people: Elsie Mychal, Caitlin Clark. That's it.
Right.
Not only in Boston.
And the whole thing is, everybody on the team understands that. They're not going to be like, we're going to design this play for, let's see, Smith. No, is that? And the other coach knows that too. Like, it's going to go to this. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Who's going to get the ball at the end of the game? He did pass off to Paxson that one time. But,
Curry hit Steve Kerr one time too.
Right.
So it's not like he always took the shot like Kobe did. Occasionally he said, I'm double teamed. I see a guy wide open who's really good at hitting jumpers.
Right. Exactly.
You'll see, but you just hear him talk about Caitlin Clark and how he's basically saying, this is very obvious. Why can't the women see it? And
I don't
understand
what
he's talking about. Robbie lived through the Bird Magic and Michael Jordan promotion, and he said the players didn't resent it.
I don't understand what the concept of what the women, why are they like that? Why don't they get that? Like you said, jealousy, envy. And the last part with the P is it's horrible with the way they're just like.
I think there's 2 main things going on here. That Rob is race is one of them, because Michael Jordan was black, so it didn't bother him as much as a black player doing it, because most of the players were black. But Magic and Bird, they didn't seem to bother that. The fact that Bird only got a little bit of pushback for being white and popular, only a little bit. There was some, but not that much. The other thing's going on, and I don't think this is sexist to say it, because women keep saying it, that women are more petty than men, and they'll tear other women down. And I'm just telling you what women have confirmed. I've seen it in a million comments. I've seen it in interviews and everything. So that could be part of it. And it
is part of it, Mark. Like I said, I grew up with 3 sisters, and I have a wife, and I've been around women. And my wife says something like that. She says, we do that, which is okay. That's your thing.
My sister wasn't like that, but she didn't have another sister. We had 5 boys and a girl, and she wasn't petty like that. But again, she didn't have a sister to tear her down. No. But this is what's going on, and it's obvious. And we've gone over this before. There's other reasons why they don't want Caitlin Clark, but that seems to be the 2 main ones. They're jealous and envious of her, and because she's white, and because women are more petty. And I think.
But I like it, but he's not afraid to say it. I like that he's not afraid to worry about. He's not worried about what the black women are saying. He's a sellout. How can he sell us out? How can he sell us black women? He's a black man. How can he sell us out and not promote us?
Right. So, the media wants you to believe that there was no targeting. They were not jealous of Caitlin Clark. But we already have Cheryl Miller saying it's obvious. You big dummy, she called me. Mychal Thompson.
Fred Sanford. Yeah,
we know it. We don't believe them, and I don't think anybody else believes them either. The only people that believe them are the ones that want to believe them, like the Hatelins. But they already didn't. They already believe that anyways. They're just saying, "Oh yeah. That's right. So, but it didn't fool anybody. It didn't fool anybody that was independent, or didn't fool any Caitlin Clark fans. They know what they were seeing. And so I think this is great that he speaks up, and this is the first time he spoke about Caitlin Clark. I think I just think it's hilarious that she walked by and he was frozen.
Yeah, that was pretty cute.
It happened when she went over to the Yankees. The big Yankees stars were starstruck by it. I can't believe that. Like, these are big baseball fans.
Right. Well, the whole thing is, Mark.
Judd.
I mean, men tend to be a fan of sports, not just their sport. They look. Right. I mean, they're looking at baseball players are looking at basketball and football, and saying all the sports are looking at each other, and they're seeing. And now, like I said, they're looking at women's basketball. They saw her. They're like, whoa, who is she? Caitlin Clark? Wow.
So, anyways, that was a nice little piece from Mychal Thompson, and I'm sure he's going to be a fan of hers for the rest of her career, because he sounds like he's a huge fan, like he's recruiting fans for. Let us know what you think of that video. Make some comments, and feel free to like it. Hit the like button and share it with your family, friends, and acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next video. And don't forget about Caitlin Clark's crossover in our live show. It's Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 and 5:30 to 6:30 Eastern time, except for major holidays. And if you want, you can donate to the channel with super chats and super thanks down below. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.